This is the House of Hockey podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hockey is more than a game, it's a lifestyle. It's you, the diehard supportive fans, your favorite players who are on the team you cheer for, and the organization who supports them.
The companies that make your gear, bags, and beer league sweaters. The hockey moms and hockey dads, and everything else that makes this House of Hockey your home. Come on in. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Rae Rae.
And this is our house. Welcome to the House of Hockey podcast, episode 101. I'm one of your hosts, Breezy.
And I'm your other host, Rae Rae. And you'll be disappointed to know that I'm wearing clothes this week.
I know, you got a cool shirt on.
Yeah, it's from Wayne's World. It's a Violent Gentleman shirt. It's
I like it.
Him and in the mask with the blonde hair and the glasses. So it's got his name on the back. It's pretty fun. I felt like it was something I needed to own.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And there was some news that what happened with your Blackhawks and Jamie Benn?
I can't with him. What is he, 5? He's squirting Gatorade at one of our players as he was coming back to the bench. Like, are you for real? What is happening in this league? Like, why are we doing that? I can fully support Brad Marchand's antics of like actually punching somebody, but Jamie Benn taking like such a bitch move and like squirting water, like, you can't do that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I just like, I don't understand that logic.
That's funny. I mean, there's a lot of times where you see players just like kind of squirting things, and so like I had to watch it for myself to see if like he was just doing it.
Oh no, it was
because there was one time Jonathan Bernier, he like was sitting and like spit, and like he didn't know that a ref was coming, and he like full on spit on a ref like on accident. I was like, maybe it was one of those situations. It wasn't.
No.
Benefit of the doubt, it wasn't. No, he did it.
No, he full on it looked like a Gatorade bottle, but I'm sure they can't say that. So it was a water bottle. It was a Gatorade water bottle, but he was squirting it at Mackenzie and Twistle. I can never say his last name. He got fined $5,000 by the league, and it's definitely unsportsmanlike. That's just not. What does that add to the game or for fans? Like, I get the whole, you want to intimidate or like rile them up and get them into a fight and like those kinds of things, but I just thought it was very childlike.
Yeah, I mean, he probably did it to just like get under his skin and then like kind of amp them up, because then it would have started amping up, his team. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's gone down in my book, Jamie Benn, like a lot of points now. Like, yeah. How happy are you, though, that Nick Ritchie is no longer a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh, so happy. I saw that and I was like, gosh, it's about time. He wasn't really doing much anyway. He played like good for like a couple games, but other than that, I see ya, get out of here.
Was it even a full season?
No. And then I don't even, I don't know. It was stupid. I'm glad he's gone. He's got to get out of there.
So he's going to the Arizona Coyotes, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have received Ilya Lyubushkin.
There you go.
And Ryan Dzingel. It's crazy I can say Dzingel, but I can't say that other one. But anyway.
And I think they just put Dzingel on waivers too. So if he passes, then he'll go down to the Marlies. So we're really early on this. Obviously, we're recording prior, so we'll see what happens over the next couple days. Tyler Toffoli got traded to the Flames. And
how do you feel about that? It's got one of your Kachucks there, right?
He does have Matthew Tkachuk with them. Obviously, I got to follow Tyler wherever he goes. The Flames are still doing really well. Tyler Toffoli scored a goal on his Flames debut, and the goal was insane. I had posted about it or something like that, and the Kings and arena host was like going back and forth with me a little bit. He's like, that thing was nasty. I was like, my mind, that emoji, with like the
Yeah.
mind blowing, I was like, that's literally what happened in my head. I was like, holy crap. But he's doing
Did
good.
you
So it's exciting.
did you did you end up buying a Canadians jersey with his name on it?
I sure did. Yeah.
Are you gonna buy a Flames jersey now with his name on it? I feel like you
Probably.
gotta go with it. Like you're just gonna have
Probably,
to
yeah.
own every Toffoli jersey for whatever teams he ends up playing for.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to do an iconic like Canadians jersey, right? Like that thing's never going to go out of style. So,
No.
um, I'm just a collector. So, yeah, I will be picking up a Flames one. Probably not for the next few weeks. Obviously, I have a trip coming up that we're saving some money for, but I will add it to the collection.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
think he's gonna do, like overall in Calgary, though?
I think he's gonna do good. I mean, he has a young team. He has, I mean, that's where he's gonna mesh well. He's on a winning team. He thrives when the team wins. He's under, Daryl Sutter, he's played for many years before. He's with his best friends, Milan Lucic and Trevor Lewis. So he's got some friends there. I think I don't know, he's gonna fit in really well. He's gonna do good.
Yeah. I just want to see him thrive. He really is a star player. I'm like people who are Blackhawks fans are like I can't believe you're saying anything nice about a former Kings player. But I've grown to like him via you, of course, and want to see him get whatever it is he's in search of and what he keeps moving around for. So
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the Canadians needed to do something. I think that they probably should have kept him if they wanted to keep going in a direction that they had originally said they wanted to go into, but they didn't. So curious to see where that direction will be now, but excited for Tyler. So that's all I got on that.
full disclosure, I don't know a whole lot about the Maple Leafs history, especially history that goes back to like 1917,
Yeah.
for just a lot of reasons. But when I saw their Heritage Classic jerseys, I was like, what does that say on there? Aretinas? Arenas? Aretiarenas? I was like, I don't know what the F this jersey says. Like, what is happening? So I did a little research and it says arenas, and the
Mhm.
T is just for Toronto because they were the Toronto Arenas at one point. So
Yeah.
it's like a nod to that. Yeah, 1917.
Yeah.
But I was really confused. I was like trying to read it like one word with the T in the middle, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know what this means.
Well, they have
Was
like
I
an
the only
alternative jersey.
one?
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, they have an alternative jersey that they wear. Their St. Patty's Day jersey also at one time said the T with the arenas, and it's not a uncommon jersey for them to wear as like a throwback or whatnot. But the jersey just itself, I mean, it looks like a watermark. Everyone else,
Yeah.
agreed that it also looks like a watermark. But the stitching on both jersey, I think both jerseys are just like mediocre. I don't know what's going on. The Preds jersey sucks. The Bolts jersey's not that good either. Like all in all, these jerseys coming out just suck. So, um,
I agree.
but the stitching on like the C and like the numbers on the jerseys, if you go back and look, they
Yeah.
have like this cool little design to them. That's like
Oh,
the coolest
yeah.
thing on the jersey.
I wonder what that is. Or is it just the way they sewed it? It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to tell from the picture I'm looking at, but
I just think all of the jerseys coming out recently are just so, not that they suck. That was a terrible word to say, but like they're just disappointing. It's like you
yeah.
really can't think of something better than this. But
They're not purchase worthy. They're not collection worthy.
I mean, maybe if you're like going to the game and like want to have that as like a souvenir or whatnot, like I can see doing that. I probably will end up doing that, but it's like it's not something I would want to wear on like to every game, right? Or on like
Yeah.
a game day basis. I don't know. It's just I feel like they need to up their game on their jersey designers.
I guess they're trying to make them look, I dare I say, young and hip, or what they think young and hip is. And I think they're really just sort of missing the mark here. I mean, I do like the buffalo that's on the Sabres jersey, that like
Yeah.
more aggressive one with the red eyes. Like, I think
Mhm.
that's, kind of fierce, says
But
the
why
old
go
woman.
with like
But
the traditional like white and blue that they always wear? Like, why not do like an off color? Why don't you go to, red and black, or even like navy and red would be cool. Navy, well, you can't really do navy and yellow, but you could. I mean, who's to say you can't? I just do something different. Do something different.
the Buffalo Sabres, I was listening to an interview with one of the owners, Kim Pagula, and she was on Bethany Frankel's podcast, Just Be. And I've only gotten like halfway through it, but found myself wanting to like scream in the car to ask Bethany, to ask her, like, why don't you spend your money upgrading your arena and really supporting the fans that you so seem to care about, like how much you love hockey and you guys went to games and that's why you bought the team, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, found myself fuming because she wasn't asking, like, okay, does it matter if your team is any good or if your fans actually care or if there isn't literal shit on the seats in the arena or falling apart? Like, what are you doing with this franchise? Like, you can't just like own a professional sports team and like not ask those questions to the owner. And but I haven't listened to the whole thing, so there's a very small possibility that she did, but I don't think she did. And I was like getting very angry listening to her just talk a bunch of BS for all those Sabres fans, because I get it. Like, you get it when you are a fan of a team and like your arena is literally falling apart and like hasn't been cleaned and you have nobody on your team, you have no stars, you have no chance of making it to the playoffs, your former star is in Las Vegas. Like, I was very frustrated. And I love Bethany Frankel, and I think she does do a really good job. But when she crossed over into my world, I was like, hold on, girl, hold on. You need to ask some different questions here. I need to be producing your podcast. So this is
Oh
not
man,
cutting it.
that's funny.
Anyway,
That's funny. But I mean, Jack. I mean, well, they've only played a few games since recording this episode. They're playing again tonight against. Are they playing San Jose? I think it is. They haven't won a game yet, and I don't think Jack's really brought. I mean, yes, he's rusty, right? He hasn't played in almost a year, but I mean, I don't see like that magic spark. And granted, I'm not like in depth watching these games, but like I have had them on. I have been watching them, but it's like I don't see that like spark of chemistry or like that he's bringing that it factor. Like there's so many other people on that team that have brought more than what he's bringing currently, and I don't know if maybe he's just trying to find his footing or still shaking off the rust. But I mean, he had a good assist. I'll give him that. But
I think there's a lot of rust. I think
yeah,
there's a lot of rust. It's been a really long time. It's a brand new team. He hasn't really probably spent too much time on the ice with them as a whole anyway during his rehab. I mean, he has been practicing and things, but there was a lot about him coming to the team, the surgery, this whole thing. Can he even recover? Like, I give him a lot of credit. Like, that was a pretty major surgery. He
yeah.
recovered in like a lot shorter time than he thought. He's back on the ice playing. Is that the best decision? Should he not be there yet? Does it not matter with the Knights where they're at in their season in the league? Is it better for him to have this ice time and get that rust totally shaken off? I don't know.
It's
I
tough.
know Vegas wants a Stanley Cup real bad, and they are not trying to like slow down their game at any point. So I think there's a lot of expectation on Eichel, and I think we've got to give him a little bit of time. But like at this point in the season, you don't have a lot of time.
I worry about the guy. Like, I think he might be
Yeah.
back too soon, but they just lost, Mark Stone, so they had to fill that void. Did the stars align? Who knows? But I don't know. I just I hope he fits in well in that spark. Well, I probably shouldn't say that because, they're a great team. They're probably going to beat everybody again. But you as a fan of the game, you want them to play well. You want them to fit in. I just hope he doesn't get hurt or damage himself anyway, or I don't. It's just so tricky. I mean, it was a major surgery, so.
This week's episode of the House of Hockey podcast is brought to you by Hoops Fans, the latest offer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is too good to pass up. I'm talking between the legs, 360 windmill good. New customers can bet just $1 on any team and get $150 in free bets if they win. It's that simple. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still take your shot at a big payday. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy basketball contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. That's THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network. Bet just $1 on any NBA team and get $150 in free bets if they win. That's promo code THPN at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 and over, minimum age and location requirements vary by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for a full list of requirements and state-specific responsible gaming resources. Void where prohibited. Minimum $5 deposit. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text the TN Red Line 1-800-889-9789. In Connecticut, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. We have to talk about Team USA women's hockey. First of all, they lost to Team Canada in the Olympics for gold. However, I have to read this statistic. It's been shared a lot on social, and I just think it speaks volumes. So the gold medal women's hockey game at the Olympics between Canada and the US on NBC averaged 3.54 million viewers. That's more than any NHL game televised in the US. More than any NHL game televised in the US. Tell me that's not exciting for the women's sport and the rivalry. Like, we love a rivalry. Like, we don't, like, it's proof that it doesn't matter if it's men or women. We love a rivalry. We need to, like, they need to keep going on tour in the US and Canada, just playing each other in a series. Like, this is huge. This is so exciting. I just wish we could like figure out a way for that to translate into some sort of league, but that's huge because nobody cared about the US men's unless like they knew the person playing, because they lost in they were eliminated in a quarterfinal shootout to Slovakia. Finland won it all. They won gold. Here's the kicker. The men's team, I couldn't find a fact on like timeline of when this happened, but I believe it was after their loss or like no longer being in the tournament. But I guess members of the men's team were part of a late night party at the Olympic Athletes Village, and there was a noise complaint filed against them.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why I think that's funny, but I do. But I also like don't blame them because you're like talk about emotions and adrenaline and like all the things going on with all of the athletes in the Olympic Village. Like, no brainer. But I can only imagine what those boys were doing.
Oh boy.
Just like given like what we know about some of the like collegiate level and just, the minor system, how much fun they can have. I'm sure they were having a great time.
Yes, I would imagine.
As we didn't talk about from All-Star Weekend how DeBoer, the coach, was said in a press conference that he was hungover. And you were
Oh,
like, they're going to be professional. Everyone's going to show up to the game. No one's going to be drunk or hungover. I was like, yeah, right. I mean, I had to throw that in your face just a little bit. I know that feels like forever ago, but when the coach is admittedly hungover, none of the players.
yeah,
Okay, maybe not none of the players, but I can bet quite a few of them, probably the ones without the kids there, had a
yeah,
rip and
probably.
roaring good time.
Well, you saw, I mean, there's videos that were out that were, I think it was like, it was Trevor Zegras. I don't even know who else was with. I was just, that's just the only name I could pop up with. They were like at some club and they were like rating each other's like dance moves. So they were definitely doing something.
I
I don't know,
mean,
but they were doing something.
I like I said that no, but I mean the All-Star game itself is definitely not the most exciting part of All-Star weekend, at least for me.
Yeah.
And I think
I didn't even, I had it on as like background noise.
you got anything else besides your trip, or can we talk about your trip now?
Yeah, no, nothing else. We just have the big trip coming up, going to the Stadium Series. There's a lot of noise coming out now. They obviously announced that Miranda Lambert and Dirk Bentley will be performing. Although there was some sad news that Miranda
What?
Miranda Lambert's guitarist passed
I
away
saw
last
that.
night. So hopefully she'll still be able to make it and do for him at least. It would be cool to see her,
Yeah.
but totally understand if she's unable to do it. But I think she'll still do it. Just dedicated to him. Um,
Yeah.
but
I'm
the
so
Preds,
jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm more jealous that you get to see Miranda Lambert play than going to the game, to be
I mean,
fully
she's probably
honest.
gonna
I
sing,
love her.
but he'll see.
She's what?
He's probably gonna sing like two songs, but we'll see.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
But
Shh.
the Preds released, or the NHL, I guess, released like the words escaping me right now, like a rendering of what like the field is going to look like. They're making the field like like a neon sign, so like the traditional like honky tonks. And so it's supposed to be like that. The two stages
Ooh.
are in the front. Miranda, if I know where I'm sitting, Miranda's going to be on the further stage from me, but
Damn.
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
how.
her stage is pink in the picture.
Yeah, so they're actually named after their bars on Broadway, which is like
Oh.
a cool little like kick back to it too as well. So I just hope like the neon signs aren't like too distracting because that could be a little nutty, or maybe it's not going to be as bright as you would think it would be. I don't know. Maybe they're not lit up. Maybe it's just however it's going to be. But I'm excited to see it. I'm hopefully going to take a picture like the one in the rendering. I'm going to try to walk in and see if I can do like a wide view of it. So I'll try and get
Yes.
some good stuff for you.
Yeah, I've demanded that you take over the social while you're there. I mean, I want you to like just take a bunch of pictures and like post it after. So I want you
Yeah.
to be in the moment and like enjoy, but I want like a carousel post on Instagram. I better see a fucking picture of you in there,
Oh,
like in your jersey, you in the I want to see a picture of you, Breezy. I know you don't like doing that, but I'm gonna need to get a picture of you there, or else nobody's gonna believe you were there, and they're just gonna be like, they had somebody just take these pictures for them.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I just hired a random person off the street. I bought their ticket and I just said, go take pictures. Maybe some fans of the pod they could be showing up. So
slide
yeah, I
into the
think
podcast DMs if you're gonna be there. Go say hi to Breezy. She loves a social encounter.
oh, I just love those. Oh man. But
Are
no,
you
I'm
gonna
super
wear your hat? Your
my
big
cowboy
cowboy?
hat?
Yeah, are you
Oh,
gonna go get a
oh
new
no.
one?
I'll probably get something there. I don't know if they'll
Okay.
sell them. If they do sell them there, yes, probably I'll do it. But that one's staying home. We'll see. I don't know. It's supposed to be pretty. I'm gonna sound like a total California kid right now, but I think the low as of right now is supposed to be 24 degrees at nighttime. So if the game is at 6:30, I mean, it could be low 30s during when the game is being played. So gotta
That's
just
cold.
stay bundled up. Am I getting what I want from like going to a winter classic? I mean, there was talks that there could be snow on Friday. Who knows what the weather's going to be like? But it's going to be cold, and I'm very excited.
Do you have like hand warmers? I've heard that's like the key. Hand warmers, and you put them in your shoes, like those
Yeah,
Instapacks.
yeah. So I have gloves, and then we do have those little Instapack little things, so we can put them in our socks or our shoes, and then in our hands. So it should be good. I'm going to be like layered up, so I don't know. I'm just excited just to watch the game and just kind of see it all. So it's different when I think you're there than on TV and whatnot.
Oh, for sure. Are they doing stuff like in the parking lots and whatnot? Or is that like closed off? And are there like activities and things happening outside of the
Yeah.
arena?
Yeah, so they announced that Truly Hard
Mm-hmm.
Seltzer, is putting on an official tailgate party with the NHL beforehand.
Oh boy.
So there's a lot of like 21 plus stuff that you can do, but then there's everything for like kids and just families in general. So I'm hoping that they'll keep that pretty, under wraps so people aren't getting too crazy in the stands and whatnot. I mean, ultimately, you're there to enjoy the game and the atmosphere. I don't think anybody needs to be outrageously wasted or anything like that. So hopefully, they'll keep that under control for the family's sake of things. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's supposed to be, like a kind of, I don't know if you've ever been to like All Star Weekend where they do like the
Yeah.
fan fair beforehand where you can go
Yeah.
in and like you can be part of things. Like there's a Stanley Cup photo op that you can do. The Stanley Cup will be there. Um, there's I don't even remember. They have like a laundry list of things that like was going on. And then the Preds they're calling it like the Winter Fest, I think it is, which is 3 days before. So but it's all tying in because they're also retiring Pekarine's number on Thursday. So it's, 2 days before
Aw.
the game. Shea Weber's supposed to be there. There's a whole bunch of past Preds players that are supposed to be there. So, going into the stadium series, you could see, Mike Fisher, Carrie Underwood should probably be there, I would assume.
I will
Uh,
die. I will
yes,
melt if you see them and send me a picture. I will just collapse.
I don't think I personally will probably see them, but maybe on like the big screens they'll be shown. So I just think that
It's
there's going to be a lot of cool people in the stands, and I think it's just going to be really good. I know Nashville gets a lot of hate from other organizations and fan bases, but I think it's going to be a really cool, positive thing. So
it's gonna be better than the Super Bowl, like in LA. So did you see like all of the celebrities that were there?
he
Like
did,
there
yes,
was everybody was there.
yeah.
Somebody caused a mob. They were like signing autographs and like it was insane. It was
I mean, it's
insane the amount of
LA.
like
You got to know that there's going to be people there. It's obviously going to be really easy to get to the airports right there, and it's the Super Bowl. Like celebrities just swarm in for the Super Bowl, but I feel like it was on overload out here.
it certainly seemed that way. But I feel like this game is going to have that feel with all the country singers
Yeah.
that are into it. And like if you see Jody Messina, you've got to
Oh,
tell her to answer my DM and email and that we have to have her on the podcast because her kids play hockey and they've been chasing hockey. So like if you see her, you better go up to her and tell her you have a podcast and my co-host made me come up to you and say we emailed you, please come on our podcast.
it's just like when I told you that I could not actually physically talk to her because I've been a huge fan of her since like 1995. I was 5 years old probably. And you're like, just message her. No, I can't just message her. I have a social problem.
Well, I messaged her and I know you would be very afraid, but like do it for the pod. Do it for Rachel. Do it for me.
I'll do it for you. I'm hoping, and I told you this from the very beginning, I'm hoping Tim McGraw will be there. So if and when the Preds score, I hope they can at least score a goal for the sake of it being huge. I know they're playing a really hard team, but you know what? Tampa Bay Lightning are beatable, so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But I hope Tim McGraw is on hand because a live version of him singing "I Like It, I Love It" for their goal song blow my mind.
I feel
Big
like
Tim
the
McGraw
Preds
fan
would
here.
do that.
Maybe I should wear my original Tim McGraw Faith Hill shirt there and just be like, "Damn!"
You know, you're gonna need a lot of layers, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. You could have a Tim shirt on, you could have any other country singer that potentially might be there. I feel like I should send you my Miranda Lambert shirt so you could have that on. And
Yeah,
then you're gonna need your Preds clothes and then your jersey over your parka, you know,
yeah.
so you'll be ready.
I'll be ready, ready for any situation.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so sad I'm not going, but also I'm excited for you.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to
It's
make
gonna be.
sure to take lots of pictures, and it'll be like you are there.
Thanks for coming over to our House of Hockey podcast and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. Just look for House of Hockey podcast. We'll be back next week.